Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Episode 1, where I review first episodes of shows across multiple platforms. I thank you so much for being here. And before we get started, don't forget you can click that subscribe button so you can catch all the episodes of this show, as well as clicking the notification bell so you can know when new episodes land. Today, we're talking about a show from Netflix. I'm looking forward to talking about this one because it's taken me a while to get to it. And when I finally did, I was actually very, very pleased that I finally got to watch it. So today I'm talking about The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. The Queen's Gambit is a very, very interesting show that, again, I had been planning to watch quite a while. For quite a while. It's a coming of age drama, a period drama that was released in 2020, created by Scott Frank and Allan Scott. It's based on the book The Queen's Gambit by Walter Tevis. Written by Scott Frank and directed by Scott Frank. The show itself follows the life of an orphan chess prodigy by the name of Elizabeth Harmon. She starts in episode 1 as an orphan due to the fact that her mother has died in a car crash. And you get through the concept of the initial episode that perhaps there was a decision made by her mother to end her own life. Elizabeth is orphaned again after the car crash, and she's taken to the Methuen Home for Girls, which is an orphanage for young women. The children there are given tranquilizing pills as part of their medical regimen day to day. This was a time when this was common to be done to help girls to control their dispositions. And so we see right away that Elizabeth Harmon and the girls within the orphanage are in a position where they're being medicated on a daily basis. And part of the essence of this show is not only showing the life of Beth Harmon as a chess prodigy, but also as someone who will eventually be battling addiction to pills and alcohol and other things. During the context of this first episode, again, we see 9-year-old Beth Harmon adjusting to life at the orphanage and trying to make her way through that experience. She is shown to be, of course, very smart and finishing assignments early. She's given the task of cleaning the erasers from one of her classrooms. In the process of doing that, she heads to the basement to do so, and she discovers the school custodian, Mr. Scheibel, is studying the game of chess. He has a board out and he's playing it. And of course, after a while, she starts to ask Mr. Scheibel to teach her the game of chess. Um, she learns just by observing, because initially he refuses to teach her the game. And there's some great sequences within the first episode that show that the effects of the pills that she is being forced to take on a daily basis are giving her the ability to visualize in her mind the game and start to really, really by observation begin to master the game of chess. I'm not saying that the pills are what causes her to have this skill. There are definitely skills that Beth Harmon possesses that enable her to learn things very quickly and to become a prodigy, in this case, in the game of chess. While her character is fictional, the story itself treats it as this biographical story of the life of this amazing individual. Um, Again, she is requesting that Mr. Scheibel, the custodian, teach her the game of chess. And after he initially refuses, he eventually reluctantly agrees to teach her the game. She picks up the game now that she has a guide and a teacher very, very quickly, and really, really begins to master the game of chess. She has very high spatial intelligence and is able to visualize things in advance and anticipate moves and such. So when Mr. Scheibel starts to layer in the different lessons and the different strategies of the game of chess, she takes to it very, very quickly. Within the episode, we continue to see the medication being given to the girls, and we see that eventually Beth starts to hoard the tranquilizer pills and takes them because in her mind that is helping her to master the game even more so. This abuse of the tranquilizers is a theme within the first episode of the show, and it obviously becomes very troubling because we see that as a foreshadowing of what's to come. The first episode had initially opened with a scene of an older Beth Harmon, played by Anya Taylor-Joy. Anya Taylor-Joy, let's get that name right. And she is late for a chess match, and right before she rushes down from her room to where the game is to be held, she is drinking and taking pills right before that. So we see and understand that this formative time that she spent in the orphanage is where her addiction to pills began. Um, when she's able to start beating Mr. Scheibel regularly at chess there in the basement of the school, he introduces her to the local high school chess teacher, a gentleman by the name of Mr. Gans, who introduces her to the chess club that he is in charge of, and she proceeds to defeat simultaneously several of the students in that high school class. So it really, gives her the opportunity to show that she is a prodigy again at the game of chess. Um, Towards the end of the episode, the state has now outlawed the use of tranquilizers on children, and so we begin to see Beth suffer from the withdrawals of the tranquilizer pills that she no longer has access to. And we also, throughout the episode, the first episode of the show, meet her friend Jolene, played beautifully by Moses Ingram, and she has reserved a few pills that she gives to Beth Harmon in an effort to help her with the withdrawals, but also to help her focus on the competition that she went to at the high school. Theirs is a growing relationship that we see develop in episode 1. And again, so much happens within this episode that really, really makes you intrigued about the future of the show in terms of what happens in subsequent episodes. The episode ends with Beth breaking into the place, the nurse's office, so to speak, where the tranquilizers are held in a jar, and stealing the jar itself and overdosing on the tranquilizer pills. At the end of the first episode, we literally see her in a state where she has passed out, and that's where episode 1 ends, leaving it in a very, very strong cliffhanger type moment. I really can't say enough about how beautifully filmed this show is in just one episode. I'm very taken by the look of it. The acting is spot on, phenomenal. And the story is, again, one that takes you in right away. So, am I going to proceed with The Queen's Gambit? The answer is absolutely yes. I very much look forward to seeing where this show goes. I recommend it highly. Again, you can find it on Netflix, and again, it's just a fantastic, fantastic show. I'm judging this based on one episode and based on what other people have told me, so I definitely recommend giving it a shot and checking it out. If you do so, make sure you drop a comment on this episode to let me know if you watched the show, what your thoughts were. If you've already seen it, without spoiling it, let me know your thoughts. Yeah, make sure you check out The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. Make sure you also click that subscribe button and the notification bell, like I suggested earlier. And I promise you, I will continue to go through this journey of checking out shows of all types. And thank you so much for watching the previous episodes as well. And with that, I'll leave you by simply saying what I always do. You're awesome, you're amazing, and the world's a better place because you are in it. I'll see you next time on episode 1.